𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅.
All right, great. Let's just loosen up a little bit to start. That's up and down. Shaking out the arms a little bit. That's the sides. And to the top. Down. Just drop the feet to the ground, bounce. Loosen in the knees. Swing in front and back. Right, that's the side. And into rotation. Great. Open and closing the body. Okay, great. We're just onto the feet, just raising up onto the toes, just holding at the top a little bit. And coming down, raising up. Down, one more. Yeah, sinking back onto the heels. Forward, shifting back. Forward, one more time, just holding at the back. Great, take it to the knees, just rocking backwards and forwards. And taking circles. Changing direction. All right, to the hips. Changing direction. Okay, sinking one leg down, just loosen out the hip in the front. Swing swinging the whole way. Great change in this side. Great. Keep planting the feet back down, just reaching, tapping the toes, coming back up. Coming back up. Right, now stick into the shoulders, nice big circles. To the front. Across the sides. One side rolling back. Changing the side. Great. Back into legs coming down to a squat. And just open out side to side, nice and light. Hold it on one side. Changing it up. Bring the feet in a little bit closer again. Bring the hands onto the knees, rolling through the spine. Looking over the back shoulder. Great, reaching down the same side, and then with the opposite hand, reach up to the ceiling. Great, change in sight. Great, come back up. Okay, just roll the arms, just swinging them into the back. Start to roll them up to the back and drop them down. Drop them down. Reaching out to the side, swing across the chest, just alternate the side. This is underneath. So nice. Good. And then just add a twist into it, take it to the shoulder. And then just think about gently as you swing across, just fall into one of the legs. Just let the weight drop in inside. So that. Great. Okay, just swing the arms to the front. Inclining the body a little bit to the forward. So it's really open out to the back as well. Body. Open up the torso. Open up the shoulders. Now it's heavy. Great, and then let them come up to the top and back down. And then let the arms circle all the way. Change the direction of the soft. Okay, great. Just shaking out the wrists at the top, keeping the elbows heavy. A bit up and down. Side to side. Rolling out, spreading the fingers at the top. And then making fists. Great, and then just play with the wrist here. You're going to mix in spreading the fingers, gripping, and the other hand just play with it, rolling down the forearm. A little bit of tension, a little bit of twist against the. Wow. Can you do it? Just explore both sides. Explore a nice tight fist and a big open extended hand. All the way up and down the forearm, inside, outside. Okay, just a little bit on the wrist, taking the fingers, reach out the palm. You just release it, take the fingers a little bit away from the body. Or in this case, sorry, towards the body. Towards. Yeah. Release, and then you're going to go away. Bring the fingers away from the body. Right, take the fingers to the top, stretch them back towards the shoulder. A little bit of pressure out of the palm. Release it, bring it towards. Release, bring it away. Great, and then making a fist, curl it towards the armpit. A little bit of pressure into the back of the hand. And release it, bring it towards the body. Release it away. Shake it out to the other side. Nothing back. Press out a little bit with the palm towards the body. Away. Fingers up, rolling towards the shoulder. And a little bit towards. A bit away. Good. Making a fist, curling underneath towards the armpit. And then away, towards the weight. Great. And shake them out together. So the whole arm, throw the arms out. Pressure in the feet as well, compressing as you push the arm out. Okay. Great, just shaking a little bit, rolling the arms down. Legs. Back to the body. Get a feel for the center of the body. And send a pulse to all the limbs. And just start making the movement smaller. Smaller. Feel the weight really in the ground. Lengthen through the spine. To a stop. Great, we will do some jump today. Okay, we'll just start a little bit of rotation work. So just take a nice grip on the jump. Keeping the elbow heavy, keeping the shoulder relaxed. Feet about shoulder width apart. Make sure you get a fin full spiraling through the forearm. Changing every so often, the side. Right, now just let the feeling from the hip extend into the elbow, so really gently, just play with pushing out the elbow, but really feel that it's coming from the hip, so as if you've got a little kind of stick here, and the hip's going to kind of press the elbow out. Just play with kind of expanding it, expanding that connection in and out, and obviously you can take it the whole way out and back, but just play within this range where you can feel the hip actually push the elbow out. So as if the hip's injecting the elbow into the movement. And at the same time letting the forearm spiral. And again, just play with both sides. Great, you're going to change this down to a figure of 8, but again, play within the range, play within a kind of short range with it. You're going to just start kind of building it up. So you just want to feel again that the hip is connecting in, especially to the elbow. And then obviously you've got that kind of full range kind of coming into the figure of 8. But try and really get a sense that the hips driving it. So just play within a kind of range like this. And then once you feel it, just start to expand it out. And sort of drawing it back in small. And just focus on that same side hip connection from the right hand to the right hip. Switch over, change your concentration, change it to the left. And feel that it's responsible for all the movement forwards, front and back, or that way and that way, drawing it back. Yeah, that's it. That's it, perfect. Good. Great, and then just play with alternating the hands. And again, play with, you can do this in a really short range. Just get the feel for it and then make it bigger. Make it smaller again. Watch the other side of the shoulders and the body. But try and again, keep that sense that the hips are really controlling, but this time alternate the feeling in the hips to the right, left. So whichever hand's on the jaw, focus on that hip connecting into it. So nice. We did a little bit yesterday with the bokken. Feels that those that were here. We'll do the same with the jaw. So you just want just a little bit wider than shoulder width with the jaw. These are about bringing the kind of two sides together now. So work with the again that same kind of motion, just a gentle kind of roll with it, a little bit like a kind of kayak kind of movement. But try and feel now that it's not just the focus isn't just 1 and then 2, 1, 2, but really focus on that both hands are kind of rolling together. So try and kind of tie the sides of the body together now, which is kind of, in a way, it's kind of easy because I just let the arms kind of connect through the jaw. Start with a kind of quite a tight grip, and then the jaw just moves the other side. So as I move this one, that hand will just go with it. We're just playing with, and just kind of rolling the hips. You can just really easy, like it's just side to side. But the key thing here is really feel that one side isn't dominating. And it's not quite like push-pull, it's like you're kind of squeezing out both sides. That's it. You really get the sense that the hips are behind the movement. That's it, perfect. Nice. Great, and then once you've got that, just play with slightly rolling it. So again, let the hips make that movement. So the change isn't going to come. Actually, do this first because it gets it, in a way, gets it out. This is like this as well. So just play with the arms, just rolling them. So you just roll them. So everything's coming from the arms. Lock the hips out and just let the arms do it. So yeah, that movement. And if you do this a lot, it's actually super tiring, so the arms just get really tired very easy. And then get the sense that you can connect into it and then roll it from the hip. So it should feel much easier. The hips are doing all the heavy work. So you want that kind of feeling. And again, try and balance out the right side and left side. So both sides are moving equally. And let's think about tying the hips to the hands. And you can do this both ways, obviously. That way and that way. So that's it. That's great. Now, as you're doing it, just bring your awareness down into the hip and the back of the leg. So as you do this, just watch for this kind of thing happening, where I'm basically coming out of the leg, and then basically the torso is basically twisting in and out of the structure. So play with, in this case, and if you go to like these kind of exercises, the key with this is like the torso is going to sit into the legs. So when you do this one now, think about the lower body being just as active as the arms, but just watch for that they're not kind of coming out of structure, but just play with. Basically, the hip's going to open, close, and let that movement pass into the knee and into the heel, especially. So think now as you do it. If you imagine like the bridge underneath the legs, you're kind of opening, sitting into it, rolling and sitting into it. But really, the leg should be pretty active in this now. So play with that kind of feeling, yeah, but really flexible in the hips. But letting the upper body basically now sit onto the legs. So. Good. Great, now just extend the arms all the way out to the end of the jaw. This one you can't do with the bottom. So this one now, think about the same exercise. Now you're gonna just press the jaw gently to the center line of the body. And then just play with these kind of movements again. You're kind of rolling with it. This way. And if you feel the arms are starting to kind of lead it, just let them lead it for a little bit. And then get the feeling that the hips are gonna start to kind of kick in. Just roll, play with it. And you can also play with the contacts, kind of rolling up and down this vertical line, but keep that third point in contact, so the middle of the jaw. And try and, in this case, keep the middle point in contact and roll the jaw around it now. So roll the hands around that central axis. That's it. So you have a bigger arm movement now. Roll. Roll. That's it. That's it. So just notice with this one, what we're kind of usually one of two, either like back dominant or front dominant. So basically that means like the front dominant, I'll start to have the feeling like this is moving. So this kind of area is doing this. And if I'm back dominant, I'll be like in this kind of position. So the body's kind of moving from the back. What you want to get to is like the body's falling right in the center. So you're not kind of front biased and you're not back biased, but you want to be kind of really, you want to try and work towards center, but try and find, I'm a little bit more front biased, but play with trying to kind of center it out. And the key is use that contact of the jaw. And the feeling should be that you can move it directly, but without physically moving the front of the body. So you don't want to move from the back to move the jo, and you don't want to move from the front to move it. You want to move from the center of the body. So think of the kind of axis of the body. And the start of that is just letting the kind of base, the upper body fall into the legs, fall into the base. If the upper body's leaning either way, it's going to be very difficult to kind of center the body. But yeah, it's kind of sense from rolling with the center of the body. And the other key point in this is the head. So really think about kind of lengthening through the head. If the head starts to kind of drift forward, again, it's going to be very difficult to center the movement. If the head drifts back, kind of pull back with the neck this way. So just think about lengthening, especially through the crown of the head, just gently raising up and the chin gently drawing back towards the neck. This. That's so nice. Okay, good. Now you basically mix the two movements. So the one we did before, kind of extending out. Just play with the arms. Kind of you can let the hand shift down the jo. So keep one side open, but play with kind of coming out from the center of the body. So bringing the jo tight to the body. Yes, and again, get the sense that you're rolling the jo from the center of the body, and then really front focus today. This one like that, really front focus. Back focus is like that. But try and get a sense that you're moving the core of the body, and that's pressing out into the hand. Just explore a little bit, changing the hand. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Great, now start to really give the hands freedom on the jo. So play with really coming all the way down the jo like this. So as if like these kind of katate moves, these kind of moves. But play with giving yourself a little bit more pressure on the jo. So if you take the grip all the way down, you've got a little bit of pressure out. And play now with like actively extending out the arms. So play with different positions. Again, you can do this down, you can do this up, but play with the arms really actively coming out. And use the extra weight in the jo just to kind of check the posture and the balance. So again, just watch you being front loaded, back loaded. Try and really hit the center of the posture as much as you can. So really extending out with it. That's it. And you can also play with the grip as well. You can take the hand underneath if you want, slightly change it. So, no, it's nice. So perfect. Nice. Great, now give the legs a little bit of freedom, let them kind of step around. not too complicated, but just play with a little bit of shifting. So learn a little bit more the idea of falling into a hand wing. Can be either way, either same side. Let the jaw come out the other way. Again, just play with dropping into the legs. Think as now the arms and the legs really passing the same movement out. So as you extend, spiral out with the hand, let that same connection kind of spiral down into the leg as well. So as much focus on the hands as the feet, and especially there at the end of the position, for you to focus on strong extension out, but strong grounding down the lower body. Nice. Okay, now, so rather than kind of moving, coming into position, holding it, play with this now as a kind of flexible exercise. So as you get to this kind of position, continue it, change it, move with it, but feel that you're going to come to a stable position, but feel that you can just flow into another position from that. So that can be any kind of position, but think of flowing, finding it, flowing, finding a good position, but really give the hands kind of freedom to down the show. Then trying to connect all the handwork into the hips. That's it. A good way to work with this in this kind of flexible way is think about kind of reversing in and out of the movement. So you're kind of checking that everyone's kind of connected. If the arm's really connected to the hip, it should be very easy to just kind of reverse it. If it's spreading away from the hip, it's usually quite difficult. So that movement's pulling me away. So play with kind of rolling in and out. Rolling, like you're just kind of reversing the take of the movement. So you want to kind of work small, and then once you feel that connection starts to make it bigger. Yeah, no, that's it. Perfect. Again, use the weight of the 𝒍𝒂𝒕 to get the feedback on the posture. Okie dokie, great. We've got some Joe movements. So we're just taking to a basic ski to start. So just find nice position. Again, think about spreading out the legs to the ground. You've got the hip at the hand at the back hip. And play with just a nice basic thrust. So pressing down, thrusting in, finding the ground, moving back. And find the connection on both sides as well. Drawing back into Kamae as much as coming to the thrust. Step, just play with both sides, right hand and left. Okay. So a lot of the time the skis are kind of arm leg movement, and especially if I'm kind of front focused, the tendency goes to the arms first, and then sit the arms to drag the jaw out, and then with the posture kind of falling behind you. So just try this as a kind of funny exercise. But you want to start in this position. You're going to release this backhand. So as you go into it, again, focus on all the same mechanics you press down, but this hand releases through the jaw this way. So you just let the hand release. So rather than thrusting, pulling the jaw back, you just release it and press it through this way. And you're letting the hand slide all the way down the jaw. The focus is this is the whole body, is the rest of the body, obviously. So it's not focused on the arm, it's focused on the body kind of driving in behind it. So just play, it's kind of tricky. First to get the idea, before the body's kind of a bit confused. Ah, right. It's tricky. Okay, so you can do this way. You can, draw the jaw back and then go through. Play with just as you're going from this position, and then as you go, the focus really is on this foot. Focus on that leg, and then this arm just kind of releases through it. So you want, I try and do it super slow, it goes like that. So you're focusing on basically grounding that back leg, and then the whole way to the body, driving down the jaw. And you basically use the jaw here as a kind of track for the body, so I'm kind of rolling the body down this way. So it's really not focused on the arms at all. So the arms aren't going to do the kind of classic kind of arcing through. So you're really just focusing on, imagine the body, you just want to take the body from here to here, straight in. That's it. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Okay, now focus on the hand, don't change the movement, but just try and get the timing of the hand now. So as you go into this, the hand goes with it. So you want that kind of feeling. So as if, now again, the focus a little bit more on the elbow. So again, kind of connecting the hip to the elbow. Imagine it's injecting the elbow into the movement now. But the key thing now is that it's going to go together with the body. Oh, that's split. Together with the body. But try and get the impulse kind of really starting from the center, the hips, and then drive it in. So. It's a bit tricky. That's it. Nice, Athena, nice. Nice, that's it, Catherine. Good. Yeah, you got it. It's a bit tricky. Huh? Yeah, good. Nice. So just go to the arms now, around the legs, and just play with, again, this connection into the hip. So you've got that same thing we were doing before. I kind of letting that connection breathe from the elbow, but you're playing now with this kind of movement, obviously. But really feel like that hip connecting to that elbow. But just play now, that front hand's going to be loose. Just let it really roll through, especially now opening the shoulders. Just really feel what's going on with the hip to kind of create that movement. Yeah, if you feel this is being arm-led, just drive it with the arm for a little bit. Drive it. The arms get tired. If you do this for 5 minutes, the arms get really tired and then you can't use them. So you've got to basically use the hip. That's it. That's it. Good. And again, play with both sides. That's it. You're looking at that kind of pendulum swing through the arm. That's it. That's great. So, nice. Now use this in a way like a kind of gathering. So you're kind of gathering, and then release it out this way. Find a nice solid one, and then come back and roll it. And again, you can make this movement smaller or bigger, but really play with that connection. Get the hip really rolling with the elbow. And press it in. Roll it. Press it in. Press it in. That's it. That's it. Nice. Great. And then just play here, we're changing the posture right to left side. So there. And then you're going to roll the body in, find the back. And again, really feel this is kind of loading again back into the body. And then rolling it in. Rolling. Use this again for like a kind of gathering in movement. So there's pressure moving through and then release it. Roll it. Release it. Press it in, release it. Press it in, release it. Just play a few. So again, we're going to go back to this kind of exercise here. So that kind of idea where you're kind of rolling the body from the center. This exercise, it's not exactly the same. We're going to change it. Like we're going to change it in the next one. But play with this idea that the core of the body's driving in that movement. So that rather than the arms kind of pulling the joke out, which is like that kind of movement, you want the feeling that the body's basically underneath it. So just play with like a really short, condensed version of this. The body goes into the center of the jab, and then you change it. But really feel that the body's basically pivoting from the core of the jab, or from the core of the body. But it's going to connect into the core of the jab or the center of the jab. That's that. Bring the core in, and then let it roll around the core. That's it. That's it. Yes, yeah. And then with that same feeling, free the handwork up now. So you're going to let the hands go up, but keep that sense of the core of the body kind of driving the movement. So rather than that point with the Jonah, you've got that point in the joke. So the body's basically driving up underneath it. And then again, let the core of the body release that movement. So you're drawing the core in, and then you're releasing it. And then obviously in between you can have the ski. That kind of feeling. Yeah, just that. Okay. Nice. Yeah, great. Okay, last few minutes, just go into the 6 count. So use that same logic, or use that same kind of organization, finding the center, cutting in, drawing back, finding the ground, and then finding the thrust. We'll just take the 6 count kata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that really all that organization. Same principles going through it. Nice. All right, good. So especially now, watch with the Gedan-Gaishi. This happens in all the movements, but it's especially clear here. There's one of two. There's a few ways to do this. Watch for that I'm not pulling around the center to do it, where the arm's basically rolling around it. Or the other one is that I close the arms into the center and then push them out to do it. But find something that's in between, which is basically the arm's flexible through that movement. So again, if you go back to these kind of exercises we were doing before, that sense where the hip is going to catch into the elbow, but that connection is flexible rather than it goes around or it goes into the center and pushes out. You want the feeling that it's just flexibly controlled by the center. So again, that's in all the movements, but especially now with this Gedan-Gaishi. Tricky. Let them kind of roll from that connection. Yeah. Great, last 30 seconds, just take it into a slow flowing movement. So, not too fast, just let it kind of flow through. With a special really focusing on the center, organizing. Good job. Good. Okay, just coming to the end of the last one. Good. Nice. Perfect. Great. Okie dokie. Great. We will bow out. Very good. Great. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。